Hey YouTube, it's Comnerd21 here. Another great tutorial. This one I'm going to start a mini-series on, probably, 5 videos or so. And I'll throw them all in a playlist for you guys on how to set up an automatic sorting system for your resources. I've here made step 1, and I'm going to show you all the tricks I know on it. So, first few things you're going to need, we'll get into in a second. Just want to tell you guys, what else is going to do. It's first going to take every resource you put in it, and it's going to find out if it's an ore. It's going to go and run it through a macerator. So it's going to take, and essentially double your resources. Then it's going to run anything, all the ore dust, plus maybe fish and potatoes, and run those through furnaces. It's going to have an extractor, a compressor, for, say, uranium and sticky resin and rubber wood. Then I'm going to have some recyclers set up with a mass fabricator. You're going to need a good power source. If you haven't seen my video on infinite power from the nether, be sure to check that one out. That's how I've got my power set up here. You're also going to want a quite large room. I don't have a roof on mine yet, but I will. But yeah, the bigger the room, this is quite big. I'm not going to use all that space, but as you can see here, I tend to stretch my stuff out. This could have been done in probably 30% less space. Each of these macerators could have been, one further over, which, by the end here is 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. It could have been here, almost in line with the second one, so I could have used a goodly chunk less space. But I prefer to have some openness. 2 different ways you can do this. Either you can build, like a room or a house or whatever, and then throw this inside of it, which I usually do not do. This is the first time I've done that way. Or you can do it in a mine or underground. The nice thing about doing it underground is if you decide you need more room, you just dig a little bit more. Whereas if you decide you need more room with this, well, you've got to kind of chop down walls and start over. So decide what you want to do. Enough of that, I'm going to get into it here for you folks. So, very first thing you're going to need to do, you're going to need to come into your house somewhere and say, okay, this chest is the chest I'm going to use. Anything in this chest is going through the sorting system. You're going to need to set up a redstone engine and a wooden transport pipe coming out of it. Do not have anything else in contact with any of these pipes. This furnace is just temporary, it's going to be moving. So nothing else can be in contact with those pipes. To turn on or off one of these redstone engines, there's a few ways you can do it. Shift clicking, or just right clicking throws a lever on the wall there. You can just run a redstone signal to it and that'll automatically turn it on. I'm going to turn it back off though because I don't want my resources running out. Okay. If you try and put a gold pipe here to the chest, it's not going to work. The redstone engine won't power it and nothing's going to get pulled out. Just so you know. Yeah, so you're going to need to do that, and that will set all your resources that you put in that chest to get run up through these golden transport pipes and over. That's this pipe here on the top that I'm walking on. It's going to come to the very end, turn around, and then this is going to be the outfeed pipe now. So we had the infeed pipe, now this is the outfeed pipe. Everything goes down that way in this pipe. So what we're going to do is, first thing we need to do is we need to find out if we need to macerate it. So diamond transport pipe here. I'll show you guys how to make transport pipes. Yeah, it's a golden transport pipes here. That's just 2 gold with a glass inside of it, and it gets you 8 of them. So they're not all that expensive, and you really don't use gold all that much. Diamond transport pipes are a little bit more expensive because it uses 2 diamonds, but you still get 8 of them. Each pipe has something special and unique about it. The golden transport pipes, items move through it really fast. The diamond transport pipes here is they can act as directors. So each side on this thing is going to have a different color, and if I add another pipe, it would have another color on the bottom and the top and whatever. And so it's got, as many input sides as you want and as many output sides as you want, with a max of 6 total. So you got the blue side here, which is where we're going to put all our ores, so our copper, our iron, our gold, whatever. You're just going to right click on it and find the blue. Just drop a gold ore in there. And you'll notice it just makes a copy of it, so you don't actually lose your ore. To get rid of it, just click. So you're going to drop the gold there, you're going to drop the iron there. And now it knows that any gold or iron that comes through, it's going to send to the blue side, and anything else it's going to keep sending down the green side. Okay, that's going to come and drop it into this chest. The reason we have a chest here is that way if we end up with too many resources in the system for just these 3 little macerators to hold, it'll end up just getting stored in the chest. set up another redstone engine. The reason I don't have any of these powered is because I'm going to end up doing that later with a computer. I'll show you guys how to do that in a later video. I'll link it to the series. But if you want, just smack the lever down and turn it on, and you're good to go. You could also use like red alloy wire and link them all together so one lever does them all. Whatever you want. Again, you're going to have another one of these wooden transport pipes, and I just use the golden transport pipes. This is an advanced insertion pipe. What it does is it's a smart pipe. It checks to find out what's in the top slot of this machine. I put the pipe on the top because that's where anything coming into this machine needs to go that you want to macerate. If you were powering this with like batteries, you would then put a pipe in the bottom, and the right side is the output side. So just remember that as you're doing stuff. This is always the front on the side with the little door on it. You're going to need the top for almost all of these machines as the input and the right for the output. It checks and says, okay, if I can put that resource in here, I will. And, the reasons why it couldn't is, if it's holding a gold here in the pipe and the macerator is full of iron, it can't put it there. Or if there's 64 iron already in the macerator, it'll say it can't put it there. And if you just put a golden pipe there, what's going to happen is it's just going to spit it out on the floor, and it'll end up breaking things. You'll have, irons bouncing around. You'll end up losing them in the long run. Just run it to the next one. I'm going to use 3 of them. Eventually I'll upgrade them to rotary macerators. You just do the exact same thing into the advanced insertion pipe. Or it's actually just called an insertion pipe now. And the insertion pipe, it's just 2 iron gears. So that's 4 iron around a stone gear, 4 stone around a wood gear, and 4 sticks, as well as another glass. So they're not all that bad to make. Get to the end, and you don't want to just stop there. You have to have another run that says, okay, if I wasn't able to put it in that machine, we want to just run and drop it right back in the chest. So that's what this line here is that I'm walking on. It's the output for that, for this insertion pipe. And it just runs it all the way back over here and drops it in this chest. And the redstone engine will pick it right back up and try running it through the line. Okay. So, that's the inputs, how we get resources into all of these. Now how do we get them out? Again, you're just going to have a redstone engine. You're going to need to power it, just running a redstone signal to it. And that'll go on the right-hand side, as I said. And we'll just run them all like this. Merge them together with an iron transport pipe. The thing about iron transport pipes is they have, again, as many inputs as you want, but only one output. Everything comes in from whatever direction and goes out at one spot. I'm going to just break this pipe here for a second to show you something. If I put this pipe on the right-hand side of that machine, it connects to it. Or if I break this pipe, put it on the front here, it connects to it. So it's going to end up spitting resources into that machine. That's where this pipe comes in handy. It's a sandstone transport pipe. Again, it's just going to be sandstone on either side of a glass, and it won't connect to any machines. That's a special thing about that one. So it helps you get a little bit more compact tubing. So I'm using 2 of those here. The way you change the output face on this iron transport pipe is you're going to get an Industrial Craft 2 wrench. And that's this one here, which is 3 iron around a stone gear. I've got one of those, I'll show you. It's here somewhere. In the middle of getting things set up here, sorry. Come back when I find it. Sorry about that. Found it there. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you're done with it. Making it. You're just going to use that. You're going to come over to the iron pipe. You're just going to right click on it. So the side that's clear is currently the output side. So it's the left, it's the right, it's the top now. So yeah, pretty simple there. A couple other things you're going to need to do. You're going to need to run power to these machines somehow. I have a little battery here set up of MFEs. They're all going to be full. Geothermal generators. I've got lava coming out of the nether. Like I said, just be sure to check out the video on there if you want to know how to get free power for eternity. Noticing that MFEs are the Mark II power storage. They output at 128 energy units a tick. There's 20 ticks a second. Most of these machines, if I run the 128 units into it, will blow up. So I've got to run them through a low voltage transformer here. Another one of those tricks I told you guys I'd tell you about is this. My floor here, as you can see, is too thick. Now I can just run these cables in the floor and it doesn't take up any space essentially. I'm just running that into the bottom of each machine. I'm using glass fiber cables. They're kind of expensive, but they lose very little electricity. Something that you don't likely know is that every wire loses electricity as it goes. The copper wires lose 1 energy every 11 squares it travels. So if you're coming out of, say, a windmill, that only produces 1 energy every tick, or 20 energy a second. It's going to lose 1 for every 11 squares it goes. So if you're running 11 squares, you're going to lose 1 every single second. You know, that's 1/20th. It's 5%. You're losing a lot. Whereas these are going to lose 1 for every 44 blocks they go, so they're a little bit more effective. It does take a diamond and 6 glass. The other 2 ways you can do it, well, you can do either with silver, and that makes 6 of them, makes your diamonds run a little bit further, or you can use the redstone here. Either way, it's up to you, but that's what I use. You can also, you know, if you want to just go with the copper, that's fine. I mean, it's an infinite power source that I've got running. Who cares if I lose a little bit here and there? I'm going to mention these while I've got them here. They are EU splitter cables, and essentially what they do is they allow me to run a redstone signal here. Doesn't work like that. I've got to actually run straight redstone into it. Red LA wire doesn't count. But if I run a redstone signal into it, it decides it's going to stop putting out any power, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to set up a computer to manage all of this. So it's going to find out how much power I've got here in my it's going to find out how much power I've got here in my MFEs, and based off of that, it's going to turn on and off different machines. And, you know, I don't know why, but I might want to just turn off all power. If I decide, you know, I'm going to leave my house for a while, just turn off everything. And that'll be this. Or, you know, if power starts getting low and I want to just turn off the macerators, that'll be this one. I'm going to set one of those up with each section here of machinery. So, in the next tutorial, when I set up the induction furnaces, I'll have one of those there. And so on. So, that iron pipe output, you're just going to run up and over and into another chest. And from there, we'll pull off of this wire. I'll throw in another one of these diamond transport pipes, and we'll set up fish and potatoes and whatever else you might want to throw in this chest to get run through the furnace. But that will be next video. I said I knew some of the tricks. Here's another one of the ones I know. Any 2 pipes that you run next to each other are going to connect automatically. These ones will not. It is the stone and the cobblestone transport pipes. You know, I could just, you know, run it, you know, around and throw a pipe here instead, but I like the way the other looks, so I'm just going to do it this way. Stone and the cobblestone transport pipes won't connect to each other. They'll each connect to like a gold or a sandstone or just about anything else, but they won't connect to each other. So it allows you to run them next to each other pretty simply. So like the sandstone doesn't connect to machines, the iron only has 1 output face. It allows you to run some compact pipage. I'm going to end this video there, and be sure to tune in on the next one where I show you how to set up the induction furnaces. Be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. If whatever you've seen here isn't working for you, or you have any questions, just leave it in the replies down there. I'll get back to you. Or you can always email me, commonnerd21@gmail.com. See you all later.